Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Cutting Through the Bullshit. I am your host, Dr. Stephanie Snyder, and I am a high performance mentor. Through my unique blend of strategy, mindset, and intuition, I help men and women to cut through the BS in order to create the life and business they desire. We are back. So here we are. It is a beautiful day here at the beach. Sun is shining. So what are we going to talk about today? I've actually been in a contemplation mode, as I typically do. And there was actually a conversation in my family group chat this morning in regards to God's plan for us. And I felt the nudge and I was like, all right, I guess we're going down this rabbit trail. We're going to talk about this today. So when it comes to discerning God's plan for us, how do we figure it out? Right? Because that seems to be the biggest thing in terms of taking steps forward, right? Like we want to know how to figure it out or how it's going to work out, or like give us something and we'll move towards it. And I was reminded yesterday when I was journaling about the Bible verse that says, "Decide and it will be done. A light will shine on your ways." And so while some of us seem to wait on God to give us a sign, it may actually be that God's waiting on us to decide, and then he's going to light up the path, right? And so if you feel like you're kind of in this waiting space, maybe God's waiting on you to make a decision, not the other way around. And what I often find in this place is, I actually heard this the other day. It was like, all right, what do you do in the waiting? And in the waiting, you do what waiters do, and that's you serve people. You actually connect and serve with people. And that will start to be the light onto your path. And the thing that I keep coming back to, and God keeps kind of nudging me, is what are the things that you enjoy? Where do you light up? Because where you light up naturally is the place that you're actually going to make the biggest impact as well. Because that's when you're most magnetic. And so as I was having this conversation with my family and texting back in the group chat, I was just reminded, where are you most alive? Because that's where you're needed. That's the conversations that really awaken people. So where is that? And for me, it's conversations about motherhood and business and life and the belief shifts and seeing like the rose colored, like I walk around with rose colored glasses. I truly do see kind of the positive in everything. Some people call it my demise. I call it beautiful because I mean, even this morning I was having a conversation with my brother, and he was talking about how this like unfortunate circumstance had happened to my niece's boyfriend, where the car broke down while he was at work and like whatever, right? And while my brother was kind of sewing like the tragedy of it all, I saw the beauty of it, right? Like, one, there was no dog at the apartment that he had to rush back to. So it wasn't the end of the world that he had to, stay where he was. Was it unfortunate that he had to sleep on a couch? Yeah, absolutely. But at least he wasn't sleeping in his car, kind of a thing. And, and I see this all the time in conversations. I just get these nudges where it's like, okay, but what about this point of view? And while we're upset about that, that's the first world problem. Let's be grateful for this. And it's not that I have my blinders on and I'm overly optimistic and totally unreal about the whole thing, but it's a quick shift. And that's what I actually had to work through this morning, because I woke up in kind of a blah mood. I didn't wake up as excited and joyful for the day as I typically do. I had to shift through it, and it took my workout this morning for me to begin to shift that energy, because it wasn't even mine, really. I had taken it on from someone, somewhere, and it was lingering. And so I just, worked did a workout through it, gave myself a whole bunch of grace and said, okay, how are we going to decide the rest of the day goes now that we're done with our workout? And it was a little conscious shift. It was a decision that today was going to be a good day, even though I didn't wake up feeling like it was going to be a great day. I got dressed the way that I wanted to feel, not the way that I was currently feeling, because I was feeling like it just needed to be a sweatpants kind of a day. And instead I got dressed and I put on a nice skirt, and I'm here and feeling much better now, but it was a conscious decision. And I think that's what so many people miss, is that it is a decision to live life a certain way, to wake up and decide that the day is going to go this way, because otherwise you're kind of a victim. You're at the mercy of everybody else that day, and you've given up your personal power. If you are letting how you wake up decide how your day is going to go, that could be dangerous, because again, we don't always wake up excited for the day. Now, most of the time I do. There's a majority of the days that I wake up and I'm excited about the day, but there are days where I'm like, eh. And the reason today felt like is because I didn't do what I normally do. I immediately went to the to-do list of all the things I had to get done today, instead of, okay, what am I looking forward to today? What am I excited about? And again, it was just that little shift. It was that conscious decision to say, okay, no, actually, I am looking forward to watching my girls play soccer. I am looking forward to recording my podcast and to do a driving lesson this morning with my daughter on her way to orthodontist in school. And the sun is shining today, and it's a little bit windy, but it's much warmer than it was last week, and warmer than it's going to be next week, according to the weathermen, who change their mind more than I do. So it is a conscious decision. But so many of us are just kind of stuck going through the motions. And you do have to decide, okay, where am I headed? What am I doing? How do I want today to be? And then it's that constant decision throughout the day. Because you could be really annoyed that somebody cut you off, but that's a total stranger. Why are you going to give your power away to a total stranger? Right? You could be really annoyed that it took a little bit longer for your kids to get out the door this morning. Or you could pray for the person that cut you off, saying, I hope that you're going wherever you're going to get safely. And then you could say, you know what? I got to see my kids this morning before I went to work, or whatever it was I was doing before they went to school. So it is intentional. It is a shift, and it's at some point that it just becomes your natural rhythm, and it no longer requires the constant shifting. And it's true with everything else, right? I talk about this all the time, where I say you only have to be disciplined until it becomes natural. And then once it's natural, you no longer have to have that discipline for the thing to be true, because it's already become part of you. You changed your identity in it, right? So if you're looking to lose weight, you're looking to be healthier, it's an identity shift at the most basic level. But it's a reminder of who you are at the most basic level until it becomes true. And then it's no longer, I am being healthy, it's I am healthy. It's no longer I am being intentional, it's I am intentional. And eventually it just becomes, again, natural. And so when you're in that space of saying, okay, I'm open, I'm available, God, use me, where do you want me to go? I just go back to what brings me joy. My podcasts, the conversations I have, helping people see things differently. That is it's my favorite, really. To do a simple identity shift where I can ask somebody a question and they see it differently, that is my favorite. Absolutely my favorite. And it's not hard, and it's not defensive, and it's not convincing. This is a different way. Let's look at it. Try it on for size. See how it feels. Right? So that's all I have for today. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. And if you are interested in some of these belief shifting conversations, I do have spots available for private coaching. So reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram, Stephanie Snyder, Ph.D. You can head over to my YouTube channel or my podcast. Find me there. My email is also in the show notes. So I would love to connect with you. I hope that you're having an amazing rest of your day. And as always, be you, because the world needs more of you. Bye.